Again, we did this week. We're another round of testing, and we still are all negatives again. So really good job by our guys now with students back on campus. We had another round of all negative tests for the entire team. So that's really another great positive for us with how our guys are handling business. I don't know. What do you guys want? What do you want? Figured I'd share that with you.
Edgar,
that's like the most pressing news, right? Is that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. I know you guys want all your inside scoop stuff, right? So episode 4, right, is coming out tomorrow. No, maybe not tomorrow. Let's do this. Yeah, this is the Swamp episode 4. Is coming out either sometime this weekend or Monday. So I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but it should be soon, and that's going to be getting back to football. So I know you guys have watched all the other ones on our YouTube channel. So this is the Swamp episode 4. Later this weekend or early next week will be released for all your inside scoop of training camp.
Edgar, lead off.
Did you give them a roster? Did you share them numbers, all that good stuff?
On who? I don't have a roster yet. But you'll have all the numbers of guys out of practice wearing different jerseys. You can slow motion it, probably pause it. You can do whatever you want to do.
I'm shocked you let cameras in there.
I'm not that way,
Did you say tight cropping?
We got a great YouTube channel. We don't even play. We're still like we'd be barely starting training camp from the days. Again, we got the one though that I did feel depressed about today is I should be at the Hilton right now. Getting ready for about bed check. Nope. Oh no, I'd be stuffed from Friday night meal. Getting ready to go play Eastern Washington tomorrow. So that's kind of depressing.
All right, Edgar.
Yeah, I was going to play off that or ask you about that because the schedule has been so crazy. I mean, like some people are mixing up days still, and Monday feels like whatever. But tomorrow was going to be the opener, and how are you?
I didn't even pay attention.
How's that? Well, how's that hit you? But also, how are you kind of making this whole camp fit into the huge window? I mean, you still have a pretty good window to go.
Yeah, well, I think a couple things. I think, one, I didn't realize until this morning that, it's supposed to be game day tomorrow, and that kind of – your body clock leads to, like, depression. Then we're supposed to be playing, and we're not, and you're kind of like – so, like, your astrological body clock, however it might work. Somebody probably knows more than this than me. That, but we're supposed to have a game right now. We don't. So schedule is. I'm going to tell you what. I mean, it is as crazy a schedule as you ever had. I think we have a great schedule and what we've been able to do. We've got a lot accomplished. School's back in session. I know we've been. We were limited with the hours. We're limited with this. We changed everything. I give our guys a lot of credit. Our coaches and our players have done a great job of adjusting this stuff. I think we put together a tremendous schedule for the guys to make sure that we're ready to go. We're fresh come September 26th. We're not, we're prepared. We're fresh. We're ready to go on September 26th. But yeah, with that, like days of the week, it's the whole thing's like a blur to me because it's just so unnatural.
And yeah, what particular things have you been drilling? I mean, focusing on. I know you want to get everything, but is there certain skills and things that you're worried that might not because of the layoffs?
Yeah, well,
might not be as sharp.
The one thing we got through it. We did all of our installation, and now you're getting into a lot more game-specific situations. And then you've cut down time. And so the ability to, for walkthroughs and other things, those are things that all got kind of eliminated because of the 20-hour rule. You lost all that in training camp, plus you lost spring ball. So, I'm worried about everything, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a chance you get at the beginning of the season. I think our schedule, hopefully our guys, our veteran guys, we have some veteran guys in this team that have played some football. And we'll continue to build up. We still have a couple weeks before we have to play. There's a chance there'll be some sloppy football early in the season just because it's been, you're so long since you've done. Well, we'll have one more scrimmage on Monday. That would have been in a you know, in about a 10-month period, you've tackled somebody twice in 10 months. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, I don't know. You probably wouldn't want to go rush into the hospital to have surgery with somebody that's done a surgery twice in 10 months. You know, I mean, like, you sure you know what you're doing, you know? But, right?
Yeah, is tackling high up the list? I mean, I know timing in the passing game,
Tackling,
things
special
like that.
teams, you know, tackling, special teams. Just some of the execution you got to cut back just because of the amount of time that was taken away from us. Not just from spring ball, the amount of time in training camp taken away from us.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Mark Long.
Yeah, Dan, I was curious. Will the scrimmage have complete tackling to the ground?
Yeah.
And this will be the last one before you play, or you'll go one more?
No, that's it.
How do you balance? I mean, I think we talked about this last year. You're scared to death when you go full tackle because you got to balance getting ready versus getting hurt.
Yeah. I mean, player safety is obviously a huge one for us, and we're a huge player. You know, I'm really big into player safety out there on the field. And as I always say, you know, and it's, you know, people wonder, oh, so is tackling dangerous? Well, the person getting tackled, probably not as much, and the person doing the tackling, probably not as much. It's a lot of third-party stuff, or, you know, all of a sudden at the end of a tackle, I'm missing and I grab a leg or an ankle that it can become an issue. So I think you got to look it out. And so, you know, you're going to say Monday is going to be a physical practice, and that's 18 days before we kick it off. So kind of gives you some opportunity window if guys get dinged up, if guys get banged up, you know, whatever there is. There's still 18 days until we have to play a game.
Peyton, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So I remember sitting in the student section at the Auburn game last year and at the pep rally before the season started last year, talking about how important having the students in the swamp was to making the game day atmosphere what it is in the swamp and trying to intimidate other schools that come to play here at Florida. So with the announcement yesterday about stadium capacity and about no Gator Walk and no Spirit teams on the sidelines, how do you think that that's going to impact the mentality of the players this season as they get ready to play at home?
That's a great question. I don't know. You know, obviously you go to like spring games, and it's going to be a lot less even than a spring game in the stadium. And I think, you know, one of the things people come play at Florida for is to be able to play in the swamp and have, you know, 90,000 fans going crazy and the loud atmosphere and the craziness. So I think it'll be a little bit awkward, almost have more like scrimmage feels than game day feels. So I think that'll be an adjustment. You know, I probably got to, you know, do a little bit more research. It'll be interesting with some NFL, maybe when they get to play, to call some of their guys. We'll talk. I know we will. We'll talk to some of their guys about how they felt about it. I got to call Jurgen Klopp and see what he thought. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's got time for my call, but, you know, didn't hurt Liverpool winning the title this year. So, but I mean, just to call some of those people and just see what the atmosphere for those guys is, and the effect of the players, just to try to maybe mentally prepare us for what it'll be, so that it feels like game day, not like a scrimmage, because of the lack of atmosphere that we're used to.
Right. And
as a shame with
this,
this, you know, I mean, you know, what an awful deal for students right now, right? I mean, I don't know, you were there. I imagine that was really cool. I mean, that's like you know, I mean, like a lot of students come to Florida because I want to be there in the swamp on a Saturday with the place going crazy. And, you know, so hopefully this all gets solved, and a year from now, we get back to the swamp being the swamp like the students made it last year.
Right. And going off of that, I think that Mac Brown at UNC earlier this week told media that they would be able to pump in crowd noise this season when they're playing at home. And then other professional leagues, kind of like what you were just talking about, have been doing that, like the NBA, the WNBA. do you guys have any plans in place for that, or know if you'll be able to do that, want to do that to kind of make it feel more like game day?
Yeah, we will. Again, we got to see how that all plays out. What we're doing, music, it's going to follow the SEC. My understanding is we'll follow the SEC rule, which is, with the I have a lot of experience with artificial noisemakers and crowd noise being like whatever into the stadium or how whatever creating noise in the stadium. So when the center's hand goes over the ball, you have to turn the music off. Is my understanding. So they kind of follow. You can do whatever you want to do. Center's hand goes over the ball. You got to stop whatever it is whatever artificial noise you're creating in the stadium. So, like whether it's speakers or band playing or cowbells ringing.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Cassidy.
Hey, luckily the cowbells follow that rule to a T.
They really do though. Like, I don't know. Like, I had to fight long and hard to get that rule put into place. That's part of what traditions, what make college football so special. And when and that's a pretty special tradition at that school and for the people there. So I love my cowbell and we fought hard for that rule. And if you ever watch their games, you do actually, whenever the TV copy, you hear all this ringing and then you hear it stop. Maybe they fix something that on the cameras to make it that way if it really doesn't happen. But
I think that 2018 game, I cleared out a whole bottle of Advil in a 6-hour span.
Unfortunately for me, I think they rang extra hard that day. So
they did something. Okay, so a couple of things. Eastern Washington, for all intents and purposes, would have been like a tune-up. So I know you said scrimmage.
Why are we hating on Eastern Washington today?
Well, it's not.
I have one reason to hate on Eastern Washington.
Huh? Yeah, come on. It's
your predecessor's alma mater. Reason to hate on it right there.
I have no problem with him. He never did anything to me.
Okay, we don't want to get into that.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, but it's not an SEC game. So I know you said scrimmage is going to be full tackle, but is there any chance of maybe like opening practice up a little bit more as well, just to get ready, taking the no contact off?
Opening practice like for our guys?
Yeah.
Or for y'all?
Like opening it up as far as like saying, go full go, take them to the ground, even if it's
no. When you get there, you get to the point, like I said, and so what you got to do is you're kind of measuring out the time frame before kickoff. So when you look at 18 days, you say, okay, somebody got rolled up and sprained their ankle. Somebody had, got rolled up and had a minor MCL. You're looking, hey, you basically are looking at things that generally are 2-week deals. So if we lose somebody for 2 weeks on Monday, they're back Monday of game week. And you really got to be careful about risking anything more than that.
And then some of the rule changes this year, one that probably got ignored by most people, but I think affects you, is that 90 minutes before game time now, players must be in either jerseys or have their number visible.
Yeah, the Dan Mullen rule, right?
That's
because these staffs, people have like 75 quality control coaches that get all mad because they can't, and I don't know, they got like 30 guys there trying to take notes, and our guys are in, whatever we're warming up, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous to have to do that, to be perfectly honest with you, but it is the Dan Mullen rule. I think that is horrendously ridiculous. It's not the game. Our guys, we know how we warm up. Our guys like warming up how we warm up. So, but anyway, it is what it is. Go ahead. What's your question? That's my rant on it.
Wait, who do you think turns you in and complained?
Who do you think?
Georgia.
You said it, not me.
The only people you know that do it?
Huh?
Are you the only team you know of that does it?
Yeah, I think, nobody ever asked the story behind it all.
Yeah, you told us the weather at Mississippi.
The weather deal. And our kids loved it. So I think we just started doing it. And I think, the administration loves it. We clear the field earlier. Used to be more time for the band to go out and play and all that stuff. I don't know. We'll create something. We'll have some sort of T-shirt with numbers on them this year.
That was my question, was can you abide by the Dan Mullen rule but still find a competitive advantage?
I will abide by the Dan Mullen rule. I try to be a good soldier in the the SEC. So I'll abide by the Dan Mullen rule, and we'll put numbers. We'll put some number somewhere.
I'll stop before I get you in trouble. Thank you.
Goldie, go ahead.
Yeah, Dan, we were talking about this last week about kind of the minimum numbers on the roster you need to have available in a game day to feel comfortable.
Mhm.
You probably haven't seen it yet, but the Big 12 kind of put out their numbers today.
Did they?
Yeah, they're going to need 53 minimum on the roster available. I think 1 quarterback, 7 O linemen, and 4 interior D linemen. Does that sound manageable to you? I mean, or would you be comfortable going into a game with only 7 O linemen?
We'll figure it out. We talked about it with the league the other day, and I think they asked everybody to kind of put in numbers, and they're going to sort through the numbers, and then maybe come back to us and talk about where everybody's feeling is. My solution, I think I think everybody's worried about maybe gamemanship. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden you're looking at numbers, like you're, nothing against the kid that played quarterback for Kentucky last year, but they could look and say we had to move a receiver to quarterback, so we should get relief from that. I think in injury base, so if we have some injuries, do we say we get relief from that until we can get healthy? I think there could be some gamemanship. So, one of the thoughts I had on that is whatever you pick the numbers to be is great. And then you go and, we've set up the extra bye week and the extra week at the end of the season to make up a game. So what happens is if we have to all of a sudden, we get one game that we can try to change the date on, where it becomes a no contest reschedule. The second time you do that, you have to forfeit the game. That'll eliminate any of the gamemanship because we'll find a way. If we had to forfeit, we'll find a way to play with 0 quarterbacks. And that'll eliminate maybe the potential of anybody trying to have gamemanship within the rule or try to play around the rule to try to, work it to their advantage. And which, you certainly hope no one would do, but I'm sure there's coaches out there would try to do that and work their way around it maybe. That's not fair. And anyway, why punish the team that's doing things the right way? Like all of a sudden we're ready to play. You got a bunch of guys, you're not doing things the right way. And now we got to go play later in the season. Now we have a bunch of injuries or we have something like that. Why punish us? So I think you should get one. And then the second one, you'd have to forfeit the game if you don't want to play it. And I think that would solve a lot of problems.
Interesting. And then I guess my second question, I know you guys went through the first scrimmage and that was really the first time in football for 9-10 months. What are you hoping to get out of the second one on Monday?
Look better than we did in the first one. Really, to be honest with you, just cleaner. Cleaner tackling, cleaner execution, cleaner ball security. Those are all the things you worry about. When you go full contact now, the fumbles, turnovers, missed tackles, things that end up being big plays within the course of the game. And you just really want to have clean football, clean tackling, great ball security. I love when you watch it, you want to watch and say, boy, that was really good football being played on both sides. Those are good football plays being made, not mistakes and big errors, whether it be physical or mentally.
David, go ahead.
Something to stretch on.
Coach, how close would you say you are to finding your starting 5 on offensive line, and how would you assess their performance through the first couple of weeks?
I think they're doing a lot better than we did, but I think we have a lot more experience. And I'm probably 22 days away from finding that.
All right, and is it safe to say Dameon Pierce has proven to be the number 1 back, and what improvement have you seen from him?
I think he's done a great job. I don't know. We got 22 days to figure that out too. But I think Damien's done a really good job for us. I think he's got experience. He's played. But I think when you look at us, we're gonna, guys have earned playing time. We're gonna roll them through. So I certainly would expect us to play multiple backs this year. So I know you guys like the starter, so I can't tell you who'll play the first play, but I think we'll have a bunch of back. We'll have several backs play in every game.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go River and then close with Zach.
Hi, Coach. I just wanted to go up to the professional level for just a moment. I'm not sure if you keep up with Hard Knocks, but they're following the Rams and the Chargers this year. And episode 4 featured a little bit of Van Jefferson. especially because he's getting a little bit more reps now that Ramsey receiver Cooper Cup has a little bit of an ankle injury, came back practice Thursday, but, Van's getting some reps. So my question to you is, as someone who coached him, what part of his skill set do you think will best allow him to, possibly succeed at a professional level?
I think when you look at Van and, I knew that was on and talked to him the other day, and I think he's, it's great to hear that he's doing really, really well. I'm not really surprised. You watch his work ethic. He's always carried himself like a pro, extremely hard worker, very intelligent football player. So, and a very intelligent, not just a guy that can learn the offense, an intelligent football player, someone that studies, he really studies and understands the game, and is a very intelligent route runner. Really quick in and out of breaks. And as an intelligent route runner, he's going to mix it up, and he can look, and he can run the same route 5 or 6 different ways to kind of mess with the defense. And so, I think that experience, that knowledge, and him getting there, now getting reps. I didn't know, what the situation was for him getting reps. He said he was getting a lot of work in. I talked to him. The other thing that I think that was great that's going to help him is I said, how's the offense? He said, it's kind of like learning a new language. Everything's the plays are all the same, but they're called differently. So I'm learning, just the terminology, but I know, I got to, just translate it into, because, he's like, basically it's the same offense I was running in Florida. So a lot of crossover, a lot of similarities. And I think that's certainly going to help him be ready to play this year.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, Zach, close this out.
Hey, Dan, you obviously mentioned the updated COVID numbers. How encouraging is that, especially with the students coming back, that, just the first week, those guys have been able to maintain that?
It's really encouraging. You know what I mean? It is. It is. Like I said, I'm really proud of our guys. I mean, they've really handled all of these situations extremely well, and of the players. And I think it shows you their commitment to excellence, their desire to be a great football team, their commitment to each other, and how serious they take everything. So I'm really, really pleased with what we did. But you know what? I mean, success is not a short-term thing. To be successful, it takes commitment, to doing things the right way. Commitment's a long-term deal. So, and these guys are young kids and they're college kids. And, I just, you put yourself being a 19-year-old in college and say, hey, you got to almost, you got to be on lockdown. Boy, that's hard over a long period of time. So, hopefully we continue to be smart, continue to do things the right way, and continue to stay on the path we're on.
And then obviously we're seeing, some guys around the country opt out. Kyle Pitts said on Wednesday that was something he never considered. I know you said at the beginning of camp, maybe some of your guys, even coaches, might think about it, but nobody has so far. I mean, is that still the case? And if not, I mean, what does that say about, everyone in your program that they're all committed?
I think the one thing, I can't give you different people's reasons for opting out. I mean, to me, the one that would make sense is I have a fear about my safety.
Sure.
I think the fact that we haven't had a positive test since early July, I think there's a growing comfort with what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
With what's in place right now. Obviously, we're getting to a new phase, which is going to be kind of game day phase, and we'll see how that goes. I hope everybody feels really comfortable with all the safety precautions we've put in place and whatever the SEC puts in place, that we have that comfort level with coaches and players to continue on the path we're on. And, and I think our guys love playing football. I think that they realize we've tried to create a really safe environment, and they look at their teammates and have a lot of there's teammates. There's a lot of respect between each other and guys on the team. And so I think that makes it a much easier environment to not opt out if, for reasons of health concerns.
Sure. And then one more for you. I'm going to jog your memory, but when was the last time you think that you coached in front of 17K as your home crowd?
As our home crowd.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I had a wise guy answer for you there, but I wasn't going to do it.
Probably when you were early assistant, right?
Would have been last home game, probably Eastern Michigan when I was at Bowling Green. Played Eastern
Okay.
Michigan, and it was freezing cold. We were a ranked team, and we still had really bad attendance that day. Kind of annoyed me. I don't know. So that would have been what? When I was at Bowling Green. I got here in 5, so
2002.
4-3 Utah, so November of 2002.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. I think we've had more than 17 at all the spring games I've been at as a head coach. Maybe, I'm sorry, probably the spring game at Utah. I think early some of the spring games at Utah, we didn't have 17,000.
Sure. Good stuff. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Is
Coach.
that it? All right. Hey, have a great weekend.
12,974.
What was it?
12,974.